Alright, so this is my vlog for the blog that I just wrote, which is called How I'm Getting Over My Scatterbrain Tendencies in 3 Simple Steps. First of all, it is day 396. It's January 10th. It's a Friday. And this is my 2-hour block for, and today in my 2-hour block, I'm going to be focusing on writing a blog and recording a vlog to go with that. I already wrote the blog, and if you watch the live feeds, you would have seen that whole process. And I'm still live feeding this. There's a live feed of me videoing this vlog right now. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of go through the blog. So again, it's called How I'm Getting Over My Scatterbrain Tendencies in 3 Simple Steps. The first section is called Creating a System. I'm pretty much just going to read it straight up, and then, if I have thoughts, I'll bounce off. Anyway, last week I started a new system to organize my thoughts, plans, and projects. I realized having systems in place for certain things are important. I learned this from reading/listening to. I really listen to my audiobooks. I don't really do a lot of reading, but I feel like as long as you're getting the information, it doesn't matter how you get that information, right? As long as you're consuming the information. Anyways, I learned this from reading or listening to The E-Myth Revisited, which is a really good book about entrepreneurship. And then also from reading The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. I've learned that it's really important to focus on one thing at a time. So I put these 2 ideas together and came up with my own weekly goal setting system. So this is the system, basically. I have one goal for the week, and then I have one goal for each individual day throughout the week. So when I complete and mark off every single one of those individual goals, daily goals, then at the end of my week, by default, now that bigger weekly goal is complete. So it's just it's like one of those Russian dolls, where you take them apart and there's a smaller one, and then open it and there's a smaller one, and then open it and there's a smaller one. Anyways, so basically this is kind of how it goes. So week 56, my goal, it's this week, is to have 7 pieces of content scheduled for the following week that bring value. So Friday, my weeks start on Friday. I don't know why I did that. I did that a long time ago. Whatever. Anyways, Friday, my first day of the week, I focus on this, what I'm doing right now, writing a blog and doing a vlog to go with it. Saturday, tomorrow, I'm going to focus on my song release handbook, which right now I'm working on the chapter How to Copyright Your Song. It's just a step-by-step handbook with instructions on how to do that and screenshots of every step of the way. Sunday, the next day, I work on a chapter of my book report. I'm doing right now a book report on The One Thing. So I'm just dissecting every chapter and basically writing a paragraph or 2 about every chapter, just kind of paraphrasing each chapter, because this is a good book and it's really helping me, and I want to share it with other people, but I know that nobody's gonna read the whole effing book. So I'm like, bro, just read my little paragraph or my little summary of each chapter, just one chapter at a time as I put it out, just 1 week at a time. And then you'll get the book. You don't even really need it. Anyway, let's see. And then the 4th day, Monday, I work on music. So last week was a cover song, Ride With Me by Nelly. I did an acoustic version of that. I'm probably going to continue that this week. Anyway, the next day, my one thing is to prepare 7 posts for scheduling. So I already have 4, the music, the book report, the song release, the blog, and vlog. Oh, that's 5. And then maybe a quote or something I gotta do during those 2 hours or whatever. But I have 2 hours to do each one of these things. On Wednesday, the 6th day of my week, I actually schedule those 7 posts for the following week. So then I don't have to worry about posting stuff for a whole week. Anyway, and then the last day of my week is my weekly self-audit, which can be another post for the next week, basically, too. And my self-audit, what I mean by that is every week I write down kind of health goals, finance goals, and just these goals, like the blog, this hand release, the book report, the music, and what I need to get done that week, and just personal tasks too. And then I will judge myself from the week prior. Did I hit those goals or did I not? Why didn't I? Do I have an excusable reason, or was I just being lazy? Blah blah blah. My weekly self-audit. So every day I just focus on one thing for 2 hours, my 2-hour block. And if I do all of those things, then by the end of the week I should have 7 pieces of content scheduled for the following week that bring value. Anyways, so for most of 2019 I did have a major goal in mind, but was so scatterbrained with the different smaller projects that I actually did coincide with the bigger goal, but that I kept changing focus and didn't really have much to show for 2019, because before I finished one project I would move on to the next thinking that's what I need to be focusing on first, blah 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 blah. So I knew that having one big specific goal in mind and then having planned steps or milestones to that goal was very important for actually hitting your goal. But I couldn't decide on the order of steps. I kept changing what I needed to do first, or if some of the steps that I was taking were even necessary or immediately necessary. And then I was constantly filled with anxiety and a rushed feeling to get things done, seeing as I had so many other, smaller projects to fulfill my bigger dream, and I didn't know which one to do first, and I was like, oh, I gotta work, do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then just all that on top of having a full-time job, trying to pay for my expensive car, which I'm an idiot for getting. I'm working on paying off that car right now and getting like a dumb cash car, because my idiot ass 2, 3, 4, however long, many years ago, I got this car and financed it, and it looked cool, and I was like, sweet, I'll look cool in this car, and it's pretty much out of vanity, and I don't really need to be paying for this car, and blah blah blah. It's just making me work more hours, taking away from me working on my actual dream. Anyways, I was constantly filled with anxiety and a rush feeling to get things done. Oh yeah, okay, I already read that sentence. So the next part of the blog is called Managing Your Willpower. So again, the book The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan taught me a lot and really helped lower my anxiety. I really recommend this book. So I started writing a chapter by chapter breakdown, book report kind of thing, so more people can get this info, because I think it's really good. Because I know a lot of people, I just talked about this, I know a lot of people are not going to read the whole book. So hopefully if I can just get people to read one chapter summary at a time, then I can help some people out. But anyway, one of the biggest lessons that resonates with me most in this book deals with 3 major concepts, 3 things: willpower, habits, and self-discipline. So willpower is widely misunderstood, and it should be thought of as like a battery or a gas tank. You start off your day with a full tank, a full battery, and as you go throughout your day, things like resisting temptation, suppressing impulses, coping with fear, doing things you don't enjoy, and basically just self-discipline in general will use up your battery life, or use up your gas in the gas tank. So if you use too much, well, by the end of the day, your willpower is gone until the next day, until after you get a good night's rest, and then proper nutrition will make sure you have a full tank and not 3/4 full, whatever, however you want to think of it. But basically, sleep and proper nutrition are the things that recharge your tank, recharge your battery, fill up your tank of willpower. So this means willpower is not always on will call. So when these motivational speakers are talking about oh, to live your dreams, all you need to do is work, work, work. You need to spend 3 hours before your job working on your dream, and then once you get home, you need to spend the next 5 hours working on your dream, and then blah, 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 and then work, 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 work. You just need to be constantly working. Well, here's the thing. Not everybody has that crazy amount of willpower. Like, yes, some parts during the day, you do have willpower, and you do have the motivation to go, 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 but it's not, you can't just call on your willpower whenever. And that, just that little piece made me realize a lot. Anyway, moving on to the next thing, habits is something to be understood. So good self-improving actions take a lot of self-discipline. Obviously, if I'm doing something, like working out every day, that takes a lot of self-discipline, and ultimately willpower. It taxes your willpower to be working out every single day. But here's the thing, once that action turns into a habit, meaning you do it every day for, like, according to the book, 18 to 245 days, something will become a habit. The sweet spot is about 66 days. Anyway, let's just call it 245 to be safe. So about 245 days of doing this thing, it'll become a habit, meaning you don't need a bunch of willpower to wake up in the morning and work out. It's just naturally ingrained in you. And now, instead of at the end of your workout, now your willpower tank is halfway full. Now, since it's a habit, your willpower tank is still at full capacity, and you can use that willpower on something else. I don't know, maybe another good habit. So the third thing is self-discipline, which is kind of what I was just saying. Super successful people seem to have loads of self-discipline. They seem to be super self-disciplined. But the truth is, they don't have any more self-discipline than you or I. They simply just engage their self-discipline into one positive action, self-building action, that until it forms into a habit. They just use this self-discipline in one thing till it forms into a habit, like working out in the morning, for example. Which again, this frees up more. Once it's a habit, it frees up more self-discipline to then create another good habit. And when you have a bunch of good habits stacked up on top of each other, and your whole day is just nothing but good self-building habits, it creates the illusion of you being a master of self-discipline, when really you're only using self-discipline on the current habit that you're working on, or the current action that you're working on to create that habit. So that just made me like, that kind of idea just kind of blew my mind. Anyway, the conclusion, I just learned all of this and I'm still figuring out the best plan of attack using this new information as a guide. But so far, I feel more confident, and I'm going to get closer to my big dream faster, and have less anxiety about the speed of progress that I'm making, because it's more structured, I guess, basically. So that's it for the blog. We'll see how much progress I actually make. Special thanks to Bianca Lloyd. She was with me through the whole blog, kind of helping me out, helping me word things. And then special thanks to the authors of The One Thing, Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And then the author of The E-Myth Revisited, Michael E. Gerber. So anyway, that's my blog, and this is my vlog. Again, for day 396. Did I change those? Yeah, 396. So I'm out. Later. See y'all on the flippity flip. See you on the flippity flop. I don't know how to end these things. Whatever. Bye.